Hi there, these comments are for UL. This is Michael from BetterTOEFLScores.com. I'm getting ready to listen and grade a practice test that you sent me. So you say, Michael, here is the independent speaking practice test number 3. Please listen to evaluate, score, and provide feedback on my independent speaking practice test 3. So it says agree or disagree with the following statement. Getting news on TV or on a computer is better than reading it in a print newspaper. Okay, so we have that. And I have the TOEFL IBT speaking rubrics right here. And my strategy is I usually listen to it and I look at the 3. This is what I'm going to look at. So the question is, as I listen to your practice test, do I keep the score at 3? Is it higher than 3? Is it lower than 3? That is my own strategy when I do my grading, and that seems to work out pretty well. My scores are typically very accurate when my students take the actual TOEFL exam. Okay, so what's better? How do we get our news from a computer or in print from a newspaper? Okay, here we
I
go.
believe that getting news on electronic devices would be a better idea than reading it on traditional newspaper.
The problem is your tone is kind of stuck in the inflected position there. It's like, hi, my name is Michael. How are you doing today? Today, I am going to the store with my friends. No, you can't. So you're trying to adjust your tone, but you're not getting it. Go to pronunciation lessons 36 through 40, all which deal with the complex tonal patterns of the English language. And you can get some good instruction there. You can even do some voice recordings and send those to me by email if you want feedback.
Because it can save time as well as spread the news faster. Getting news on electronic devices should be time saving because nowadays people are very busy with their work. They cannot do one thing at a time,
Okay.
so they usually multitasking. For example, my uncle who comes home very late after work, so he usually watches the news.
Wait a minute. Let me go back. I got to check the grammar of that
Usually
sentence.
multitasking. For example, my uncle
Okay, so
who comes home
my uncle who comes home.
very late after work, so he usually watches the news.
No, you can't say my uncle who and then so he watches. That's a mixed construction. No, my uncle comes home late from work, so he watches the news. So that relative subordinating conjunction is not needed. You do not need that. You simply need to say my uncle comes home late, comma, so.
The news on TV while having dinner. Moreover, with with electronic devices, the news can be spread even faster, especially for emergency purposes.
Okay, you want to say purposes there. A little bit of trouble with your word
The COVID
stress.
19 wouldn't have been recognized as fast as right now, so if you waited for the printed news.
What if, so you're having a few minor language use issues in here also. Let me listen to that last part one more
For
time.
emergency purposes. The COVID 19 wouldn't have been recognized as fast as right now, so if you waited for the printed newspaper to.
How about if editors had waited to print it in newspapers, so you struggled with that subject in there. You struggled with the grammar. You're trying to talk about what's called unreal conditions in the past or past impossible conditions, and you didn't quite have all the grammar to deal with that. So if you want to learn more about that, go to Google and type in the keywords real, unreal conditions in the past in English grammar and see if you can get some instruction on how to control those conditional sentences a little bit
Be
better.
sent out to many people, so that's it.
Yeah, I'm thinking that your vocabulary and grammar is a little bit simple. You're definitely having trouble with your intonation. I think it says pacing, tone are noticeable, very, very noticeable. I'm thinking maybe 2.5 to 3 on this one. I'm going to put your score at maybe 21 to 22 points out of 30 on this particular practice test. So I think these are some long-term suggestions, but you need to do better with delivery and especially your intonation. It just doesn't sound natural. It almost sounds like a machine, a computer or something. Language use is a little bit basic, so you need to improve both your vocabulary and your grammar in that area. And then topic development, I thought was okay. Maybe I like how with the second one you did refer to the coronavirus or COVID 19 pandemic as an example of how the online news can spread information faster. So you did give some examples in there. I guess that's good, but maybe show a little bit better connection of your ideas. So I'm going to put you at 21 to 22 points out of 30 on this practice test.